I was happy in the haze of a listing hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job lot and I found a job lot, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. Why, oh why, do I always cry when I see my death pile growing very high? I don't know and I don't care, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. That's the only songs you're going to get off me for today, because I feel a bit rough. I don't know why. I've been behaving myself, health-wise. But I started off with a bit of a sore throat. It's ever since I found this in one of my drawers. I've had listed it for ages, this. I just had this habit of putting it in my mouth. I think I've caught something off it. And that's learnt me never to suck on a dead man's pipe. Fatal mistake. So, it's going back in the drawer. Been on my exercise regime this week as well. I'll just show you my new exercise regime. Brass door handle. Well, this is actually bronze door handle. You grip it like that, and just imagine you're pulling the heaviest door you ever pulled open in your life. Tense it all here. Get it all tense. Tell you what, best exercise ever. Looking under my bed today. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. You know when you look under your bed? Oh, I look under my bed. And I found things that I bought that I don't even remember buying. Where did I buy that? Handkerchiefs here. I don't remember buying these. I've never bought handkerchiefs in my life. Another one. Another one. Yeah, quite nice though. So they'll probably get listed tomorrow after I've ironed them. Don't know whether I dare throw them in the washing machine or not. Yeah, so what am I here for? Oh yeah, eBay, isn't it? You know what? It's one of them, isn't it? Don't know what I'm doing these days. Right, so told you I've been a bit rough. Let's do the figures. Let's get the figures out of the way. So last week we were on 2,132. Now this week's been a very mixed week. It has been quiet. Summer slow down. Can't wait for Q4. Yeah, so summer slow down. What's that? Getting a bit of a cold sore or something there. Don't know where it keeps coming from, that. I think because I've been on antibiotics that long that certain things are affecting me. Right, yeah. So last week we did 2,132, as I told you last week. This week just gone, 2006. We just scraped it over 2,000. We've not listed as much this week, about £3,300 worth of stock. We've put a few things on auction, some of the stickier stock from years ago that we don't really want to be selling or storing anymore. So we might have listed a bit more than that, and that's brought the total down because obviously they're waiting for bids, so they've been delisted. While they're waiting for bids, I think there's about 150 items. About 5 of them have got bids. Yeah, so not too bad, 2006. Some quiet days though, in the middle of that. Just excuse me, we'll have to have a cough. Excuse me, I don't know what it is. My throat is really, really bad. Yep, so 2006, which isn't bad considering I've just scraped over the 2,000. So every week since I've been out of, where did I come out of? Was it jail? Or was it hospital? It was hospital, it felt like jail. Right. I'll do a no beer update because my throat's killing me and I need to have something to drink. So no beer update. We've got a new one and we've got an established one here. One of them isn't even beer. Back on the Bavaria, 0%. I think this is Asda's own make, I'm presuming. It might not be. But I've never seen it anywhere else. Oh, it says imported, so it's come from Bavaria, but it's got Holland underneath. Well, Bavaria is in Germany. Oh, it was last time I looked on a map. Don't know. Google Earth it. Oh, I need to have a shave. I had a shave yesterday. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked again. I don't know what it is. I had a shower as well. Anyway, Bavaria, 0%. Now that's nice. Now I'm going to have a little sip of that, and then I will show you my new one. Oh, yes. That's lubricated the old knackered throat. We've got a knocker. No carbs, caffeine, energy drink. Now, you buy an energy drink, I didn't know about this, but they check that you're over 25. Just like they do with the alcohol. So, there must be like loads of kids have been out there abusing Red Bull or something, I don't know. Could be some reason. So, that's alright, that knocker. It's got a bit of artificial sweetener in it. But that one is Caribbean Crush. It's a bit like Lilt, but nowhere near as sugary tasting. So it's quite nice. We're trying to keep the carbs low. We've got the Bavaria there, which is quite low calorie. I think it's 69 calories a can. So that's that. So, we're going to be doing eBay rules again tonight, and luckily, we're doing the alcohol policy. And you can sell non-alcoholic beer on eBay. Oh, I need that. Well, why not get a bit of thrush or something in my mouth? Don't know what it is. I have this real bad pain in my mouth. Every time I get the slightest thing wrong with me now, I'm getting paranoid. After having my brain drilled twice. Right. So let's do our poems. Oh, I've just forgot. We've got a Cooper Clarke one. We've got a John Betjeman one, which we'll save till last. We've also got a Ken Chapman one. First two verses of The Life and Times of a Takeaway Rapper. So we'll start with this, shall we? Take away those looks of scorn as I am a blown across your lawn. I used to be someone so neat, so flash. Now I'm just waste, lower than trash. My logo is faded, so crumpled, so faded. I've read that wrong. Let's start again. Can't even read my own writing. It's disgusting. Such an amateur. Take away those looks of scorn as I am blown across your lawn. I used to be someone so neat and so flash, and now I'm just waste, lower than trash. My logo is faded, so crumpled, so jaded. A commodity traded for 10 minutes of fun, encased and protecting your burger and bun. But now it's 8 and my end has come, rolled up in a ball, rotated and spun. Out the car window into traffic I come. No box to call home, I'm all on my own. A day in the life of a takeaway rapper. Ended before it begun, rolled up in a ball, crumpled and creased, kicked down the length of Market Street. 3 AM I'm trampled by party feet, no longer crisp, no longer neat, melted to the pavement, down I go, a pauper's grave meant for the lowest of the low. Sad times for a takeaway rapper. So, needs a bit more work, but it's on its way. I've got a few in here that are under sort of like bits of work, but I keep forgetting. You know, I've got a Northern Working Class Hero, but I've only got one thing of it. I'm proud that I'm Northern, me. Call lunch dinner, call dinner tea. Love a pie with gravy and peas. Always have chips with a Chinese. That's right, I'm a Northern Working Class Hero. That's all I've got up to. I've got a few like that. I've just got bits of. I need to get working on these. After ads has set the bar so high. What am I going to do? What's a bloody idiot like me going to do? I have to write some more. Bloody springy. I have got one, which is another exercise in alliteration. But I don't want to do it yet, and I'll leave that for a time. But it's going to be all words beginning with B. It's called the Blackpool Bullshitter. But I've only got a few lines of it at the moment, so I'll leave that one. And I've got one called Piss on Your Parade, which I have only got one verse to, because I need to work on this. Look at the money you made, wouldn't buy a pint of lemonade. You need to rethink. Just saying, mate. Can't be blamed for criticism greats. Time to adapt. Got new freight. I don't know what I've done here. Buy something else, return, they'll be great. I don't want to piss on your parade and give you advice like a human grenade blows up in your face with a regular pace. At least I'm honest and not two-faced. So that's a bit of a fuck up, isn't it? There's a few of these in here, I don't know. Anyway. So, Life of a Takeaway Rapper, a load of other random shenanigans. Right, let's get on to some professionals now. Gonna have to have Ads as my ghostwriter. He's much better than me at it. That's the benefits of a proper education. You know, college and all that. I stopped at A-levels. Didn't even revise for my A-levels. Just did them off the top of my head, like I do everything else. Right. So, we're going to do John Cooper Clarke's Hire Car. Double park, don't lock the door, push the pedals through the floor, give it loads, then some more. It's a hire car, baby. Grip the stick, grind the gears, watch the distance disappear. Never yours in 1,000 years. It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why would anybody buy a car? Bang it, prang it, say tar, it's a hire car, baby. Bad behaviour on the street, save yourself a couple of sheets, collision rate, keep it sweet, it's a hire car, baby. Show this motor no respect, bump it, dump it, call, collect, what else do the firm expect? It's a hire car, baby. Drive the fucker anywhere, just like you don't care, put it down to wear and tear, it's a hire car, baby. Pray the person who had it last didn't drive it quite so fast. It's a Dagenham, Dodgem, doesn't last. It's a hire car, baby. Try not to kill yourself or injure anybody else. Don't forget to fasten your belts. Rent it, dent it, bang it, prang it, bump it, dump it, scorch it, torch it, crash and burn. Don't return it, lost deposit, let them earn it. Who cares? It's on the firm, it's a hire car, baby. Not too bad that, with a knackered throat and an addled brain at this time of night. So, that's the poems for now. We've got my mindless waffle of mine, John Cooper Clarke. We'll do John Betjeman later. Last week's, I can't do a Name That Tune this week because my throat, I just feel like if I start singing, I'm going to end up in a coughing fit, and you might even see me expire live on YouTube, which, you know, some of you probably want, you know, maybe. No, you don't, do you? You all love me apart from the half a dozen thumbs downers, but, you know, we're not bothered about them, are we? Thumb up, thumb down. So what? Right. Yeah. So, Churchill quotes. Oh, last week. I'm all over the show. I'm not even, you know, I don't drink. I just don't know what's the matter with me tonight at all. So last week's Name That Tune, I forgot to even mention it. The first one was Magnum, Storyteller's Night, bit Sword and Sorcerer, bit Games Workshop. But they were good band, Magnum. We ran out of steam a bit, you know, and, you know, they had an ice cream named after them, and it all went downhill after that. The second one was ABC, Whoa, 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 The Look of Love, from the album Lexicon of Love, which had one song had the immortal lines, like a world spinning on its axis. I know democracy, but I know what's fascist. Oh yeah. How many happy returns that was. What's a bird? Returns. Many happy returns. Yeah, so I'll get rid of John Cooper Clarke. Winston Churchill quotes. We've got one. It's a good one. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. And it is. If you're struggling in your life with your eBay or anything else, you have a bit of success. That's not final. You know, you're only as good as last week's sales. I always recommend that any of you, if you want to watch films about selling, really, there's two that you want to watch. I think it's Richard Dreyfuss, called Tin Men, where they're selling aluminium cladding. But the all-time classic has got to be Glengarry Glen Ross, the Glengarry leads. Only closers needed. It's a really, really good film, set in an office. I love those films that are set in one room. There's a few that I've seen. There's one called The Long, the Short and the Tall. I think that's somewhere. It was set in Japan in the Second World War, like in Burma or somewhere. I can vaguely remember that one, but I really enjoyed it at the time. Glengarry Glen Ross, they're all in this office. I think it's been adapted from a stage play. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, the classic 12 Angry Men, where it's a jury drama. Not the remake, I'm talking about the original. The original one was brilliant, the black and white one. Yeah, so Glengarry Glen Ross, if you're interested in anything to do with like business and selling and that, it's a really, really good film. Yeah, so success is not final. So you have a good day, you have a good week, you have a good pick-up. Yeah, great, but it's not final. There's others to come. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep pushing the pedal to the metal. You can't rest on your laurels. That's basically what I say there, is you can't rest on your laurels. Failure is not fatal. We can all have a bit of a failure. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter if you don't act on that failure, you know, and you give up. But we can all have a bit of a failure, but we can dust ourselves down, we can look at where we've gone wrong, and we can start again. So, you know, don't get too down about your failures, because we all have them. Everybody has them. You know, even great sellers like Bonafide Hustler probably has them. Just don't tell you about them. You know, they all do. They all have them. Right. It's the courage to continue that counts. So, yeah, stand up and be counted. It's the courage to continue. The good, the bad, let's get ugly. Yeah, so, you know, that's all it's about. The courage to continue that counts. It's not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog, wherever that came from. Right, so that's Winston Churchill. Done and dusted. And now we've got Benjamin Disraeli. A little bit more humorous, this one. A member of Parliament said to Disraeli once, "Sir, you will either die on the gallows or of some unspeakable disease." And Disraeli replied, "That depends, sir, whether I embrace your policies or your mistress." So basically he's saying, you know, if I do as you do, I probably will end up on the gallows. And if, you know, I have a bit of go with you a bit on the side, I'll probably end up with some horrible disease. So, a little bit of a put down there from the 19th century. So let's get on to something about eBay, shall we? Told you about my figures, they're not bad. We're still up on last year, but there is a slowdown. Scavenger Life are slow at the moment. They're the only piece of people I really listen to. from USA. Who else? I think everyone's a bit slow. I think everyone's complaining. I think Zahir's been slow, and they've all had a bit of trouble recently. So it's that time of year. Just got to keep going. But to be a successful seller on eBay, we all have to know the rules, and we all have to stick to the rules, because they make the rules, and if we don't obey them, gone. We'll probably be gone. So today, it's the alcohol policy. So we'll have the overview first while I'm drinking my alcohol-free lager. I recommend anybody getting a fridge for the bedroom. It's brilliant. Alcohol policy overview. eBay doesn't allow the sale of alcoholic beverages except for permitted sellers of alcohol products. So obviously you've got to be a licensed alcohol seller. You've got to have a liquor license. That's not a liquor license, that's liquor license to sell alcohol. And that includes online as well. So you can find more information on selling alcohol. We don't allow the sale of collectible containers that contain alcohol. Now, I had a problem with this once. I had a little birthday card, and it had a little tiny, little bubble pack, novelty, bit of Scotch whiskey in it, and I got done for that. So you can't eat anything like that. So it says, international alcohol sales, keep in mind that these rules are for the sale of alcohol apply only to items for sale on ebay.co.uk. Alcohol may be sold on some international sites depending on the local law. So obviously they've got to apply to the country's laws for each site. Posting alcohol. Permitted sellers of alcohol must have an effective age verification process in place for preventing sales of prospective customers who are underage. The age verification process must meet the standards that satisfy due diligence as described in the Business Companion Guide for online age verification checks. So basically, even if you're allowed to sell alcohol on here, if you're a licensed premises, you've got to do an age check, which is the same everywhere now, isn't it? I mean, I got an age check today. I mean, I'm bloody 50. 51 actually. For that bloody caffeine drink. So this is what is allowed with the alcohol policy. Beer and wine making kits. So your home brew stuff, you're safe. No, I never knew that. Foods with alcoholic ingredients and flavouring, such as liqueur-filled chocolates, rum cake and other items, as long as the item complies with our food policy. So we'd have to read up on the food policy for that, which will be like, you're not allowed to sell anything that's out of date, da-da-da-da-da. Hops, seeds for hops, and other raw materials to make beer or wine. Non-alcoholic beer or wine. You're allowed to sell it. Allowed in some situations. Empty alcohol bottles and containers, so like, your collectible whiskey bottles and stuff like that, as long as there's nothing in them. Images in the listing must show the item is empty. Alcohol listed in accordance with our policy. That's in some situations. That again doesn't apply to us because we're not licensed alcohol sellers. But you can sell empty collectible bottles. That's fine. Not allowed. Alcohol products listed by non-permitted sellers of alcohol products, so that's anybody. And you cannot sell a liquor license. Well, that's obvious, because I had a liquor license once when I was a store manager at Aldi, and I had to go to the police to get that, and I had to go through court and everything to get it. It's not a straightforward thing. I don't know what it's like these days. That was 20 odd years ago. In fact, it was probably 28 years ago I worked for Aldi. How time flies when you're a bum. Right. Alcohol-related collectibles. We don't allow any containers containing alcohol, even if it may be considered a collectible. So you can't sell like your grandma's old bottle of Drambuie from like 1962. It's got to be empty. Permitted sellers of alcohol products can list wine in the appropriate category. allowed alcohol-related memorabilia, including empty wine, liqueur and beer containers. Not allowed collectible alcohol containers if they still have an alcoholic content. Open containers of alcohol. Right, so selling alcohol products. We allow some members to list alcohol products in our food and drink category as long as they comply with all acceptable laws and regulations. Excuse me. Related to the sale, postage, delivery of wine in all countries where the alcohol is sold. These members must be registered as a business seller, carry the required licence to sell, post and deliver alcohol. They must have completed our registration process. So there's a process, obviously. And then it's got alcohol buyers. You must be at least 18 years old. The recipient of the wine isn't the buyer. The buyer must make sure that the recipient is 18 years old. Make sure the transaction follows the commerce laws. Buyers, by bidding and purchasing these items, warrant and represent they are legally entitled to purchase alcohol and are aware of all legal obligations in the country. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There's loads of these other policies. We'll just skip through them from week to week. There's some things on eBay that I wouldn't even think anyone would sell anyway. So that's it. Oh, what did I want to do now? Oh yeah. I am very sorry about this. My throat is absolutely... You know when you feel got like something tickling the back of your throat? Horrible. I don't know if anyone else gets this. You feel an allegiance to your hometown. Now, I live in Rossendale, Lancashire. I've got no allegiance up here. I haven't got any Rossendale privileges. I just live up here. We actually have sheep up here roaming the streets sometimes, pimping themselves out. You could drive down the road around here through the middle of a town and suddenly a bloody sheep runs across. I had a deer run across one night. Don't even know where it come from. Anyway. Yeah, so my town, or my city, it's my city, is Manchester. Anybody who's interested in Manchester, I recommend a YouTuber called Martin Zero. If you're interested in Manchester history, the guy's brilliant. He's an urban explorer, and a lot of it's Manchester based. He's done a couple of runs of videos on the River Medlock and other areas, railways and stuff, canals, and learnt me a few things about Manchester I never knew. Like, Manchester did used to have its own hydraulic power system. There was about 3,000 machines in Manchester powered by hydraulic power from pumps where they were pumping water under great pressure. It powered the town hall clock, it powered lifts in several hotels and factories and warehouses and stuff. But I always used to get this feeling, that's the only thing that I do miss about taxi driving, would be about 4 o'clock on a weekday night usually, if I got a job, drop somebody the other side of town, and driving through Manchester city centre. It wasn't so good on a Friday and Saturday when it was busy and everybody was out and there's people everywhere. There's a bit of a buzz about it, you know. I used to like it in that way, but I used to like driving through it when the streets were quiet and past all the buildings. I just used to feel like, this is my city, these are my roads, I belong here. And it's really, really weird, because I was born actually in the centre of Manchester. I was born, there used to be a maternity hospital where the Ritz is now, if any of you know Manchester, which is the Ritz. Used to be the Ritz Ballroom, but then it turned into a club and they use it as a live venue now. Very famous for its sticky carpet in there that, you know, your feet stick to the floor, or that's what they always used to say. bit of a rough place. But behind there used to be a maternity hospital, which was sort of like semi-mothballed. But I'm at the end of the baby boom, 1967. So I think it ran till about 1970, the baby boom. So I'm one of the last boomers. That's why I always go, boom! You know, when I sell something or whatever. Boom. I'm not copying Heavy D. I was saying boom while Heavy D was still in his dad's bollocks. So, yeah. What was I saying now? Yep, so this hospital, it was a really rough rundown hospital, but that's where my mum had me. And it was right in, you couldn't get any more central to Manchester than that. And it's just funny that when I'm driving through the centre of Manchester, I feel like I'm part of the fabric of the place. I've not been down there for ages. I just feel like getting in my car now, going out of a drive through town. I just feel like it. I think it'd be great. I just love it. Driving in your car, oh please don't take me home, because it's not my home, it's their home, and I'm welcome no more. Do do do. Don't even know why that came out from. And if a double-decker bus crashes into us. Oh, he was a cheerful, wasn't he, Morrissey? To die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. Right, so I just feel like going and getting my Smiths on, or getting a bit of Buzzcocks on, or something like that. Just driving through Manchester in my Merc. Just driving through. Automatic gearbox on comfort, and just, you know. I'll probably get bloody beat up or something, or my car turned over because it's Friday night, innit? And they'll all be out raving, crossing the road when the lights go on green for us to move, and everyone from the side decides to just cross then in front of you, giving it the old Manchester attitude and the walk, you know. Was known in the area as the Manx Swagger. Yeah, so my running order tonight is completely FU'd. Right, so we've got a poem to go, and we've got a couple of historical events to do, and that's about it really. It's going to be a short one tonight, because the eBay policies of alcohol was pretty straightforward and crap, wasn't it? I should have read that before I started going through it. Fail to prepare to fail. Only closers needed. You know, I might do a show one night of just reselling cliches. You know, what is it? Turnovers, vanity, profits, sanity. That's one, isn't it? That's one that I always come out with. It gets trotted out on a daily. Quality, not quantity. That's another one. What else have we got? You know, you can't list yourself out of trouble. That's another one. This item's on trend. That's another one. Seems to be things used to be in fashion. Now they're on trend. There's all these like little cliches. I'll have to do a show. I'll have to do a show on reselling cliches, but I'll have to write a few down so I can remember them all. Right, yeah. So we'll do a poem, and I think this poem's a little bit sad, really. It's called Business Girls by John Betjeman. And John Betjeman was a genius. I think he was poet laureate for a while. All his poems were written sort of like pre-World War II, I should imagine. Some maybe afterwards. Always around little towns and what have you, or transport, or London. A lot of them were based in London. And this one's called Business Girls. So it's obviously about the career women of London at that time. and their lonely lives, really, I suppose. And I just find it a little bit poignant, a little bit sad, this one. It's not very long, it's only about 16 lines. From the geyser ventilators, autumn winds are blowing down on 1,000 businesswomen having baths in Camden Town. Waste pipes chuckle into runnels, steam escaping here and there. Morning trains through Camden Cutting snake the Crescent and the Square. Early nip of changeful autumn, dahlias glimpsed through garden doors. At the back, precarious bathrooms jutting out from upper floors. And behind their frail partitions, business women lie and soak, seeing through the draughty skylight, flying clouds and railway smoke. Rest you there, poor unbeloved ones, lap your loneliness in heat. All too soon the tiny breakfast, trolleybus and windy street. It's another one of them that gives me the tingles, that for some reason. I can just imagine, you know, a businesswoman lying in the bath on her own, living on her own in a little small flat in central London in sort of like 1940s, 1950s, and a life's a job and a job's a life, basically. She's maybe a secretary somewhere, or a PA to a big managing director, or something like that, or maybe even like a city trader or something, having a bath in the morning, looking up through the skylight, seeing the clouds go by, the railway smoke, soaking up the heat, having a little tiny breakfast because she's looking after her figure, you know, she's always nice and tidy and neat and well dressed. And then onto the trolleybus. Now, trolleybus, for those of you that don't realise, was a thing that they brought out. I don't know whether they brought them out pre-war or post-war, but they were actually buses, but they were powered by electric, and they had like electric wires going down the streets, and like a transformer on top of the bus. And they could only go, obviously, where the wires were. They weren't on tracks, but they were in a way, the track was in the sky, if you know what I mean. That's a trolleybus. Yeah, so I like that one, Business Skills by John Betjeman. Now, July the 19th, I was doing this sort of like feature, wasn't I? Like, what's happened on this day? And, you know, different things like that. So I've looked it up today, and first of all, I've got to say, happy birthday, Benedict Cumberbatch. Now, I enjoyed him in that Sherlock Holmes thing. He was pretty good in that. 43. I never realised he was that old. Well, that's not old, is it, 43? You know, like 40 is the new 30, isn't it? As like I said before. Or is it the new 20? Anyway, he's 43. So happy birthday, Benedict. But more importantly, to me, happy birthday, Brian May. You know, the guitarist out of Queen. Married to... who used to play in EastEnders? Angie. Used to play Angie in EastEnders. Den and Angie. He's married to her, isn't he? And he's 72 today. You know, I remember these when I was a kid. They were young men. When I was young, they were still young. So who else? Is anybody else here we can look up? No one of these that I know, anyway. Bloody hell. Oh, Samuel Colt was an American inventor. Oh, yeah, a Colt rifle. And that's it, I think, on that one. So, happy birthday, Brian May and Benedict Cumberbatch. So, historical events. On this day, in 1843, the steamship SS Great Britain is launched, designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, which was one of the greatest builders at that time. He was responsible for the Great Western Railway. He built a tunnel under the Thames. A lot of stuff around Bristol. It was the first ocean-going craft with an iron hull or screw propeller, and it was the largest vessel afloat in the world at the time. and it's in Bristol now. I recommend you to go and visit it. I went to see that when I was a kid. I bet they've done it up a bit more now. But they towed that back. I'm sure they towed that back from the Falkland Islands. It was on the Falklands as a wreck in the 60s. And they brought it back and they've rebuilt it all now. SS Great Britain. Well worth a visit. Anything else that's happened here? Oh. Doc Holliday, the famous Western gangster, gunfighter in the American Old West. Doc Holliday kills his first time after a man shoots up his New Mexico saloon. So yeah, so that's what's happened on these days. And that's about it really, apart from just a little bit of a work in progress on alliteration. The Blackpool Bullshitter. Now, if any of you have ever been to Blackpool, you will know that it's quite heavily populated in the pubs and stuff with bullshitters. No matter what you do or have done, there's always somebody in Blackpool who's done it better, bigger. And I've got a few mates who'll testify to this, who live around the Blackpool area. They know what I'm talking about. So, I'm just trying to find it. I did have it before, didn't I? It's in my pages here. Yeah. So I've only done one thing of this. At the bar, the Blackpool Bullshitter starts his bawdy bickering of bilingual bollocks, talking over a Bacardi Breezer, being on board a boat that barely floats, banged a bimbo on a Boeing to Brisbane, built a bordello in Bradford, broke the British bare-knuckle boxing champion with a shot to the bollocks in a below-the-belt frenzy, been to Barcelona in a Bentley. That's as far as we've got on that. And I hope everybody is having a productive weekend. I've got loads of work lined up. The place is a mess. It's always a mess, but it's really a mess at the moment. I've got work there. I've photographed a load of things. They're what I'm doing first. Excuse me. I'm just trying to clear my desk area. Went and bought a load of stuff on Thursday at the flea market again. My man phoned me up and he went, "Make sure you're there, I've got some stuff for you." Oh, and he did have stuff. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you before I go. I bought this, probably not worth anything, just because it looks so cool. Max Andrews' Vampire Magic Catalogue. And it's all magic tricks, you know, from years ago. Like that. Just looks really, really cool, some of the illustrations and that. If it's not worth anything, I'll send it to Devon's 12th Best Magician. He'll like this. It might be this that's giving me a bad chest, actually. It might be full of a load of... what's the name? Royal Rat Trap. Famous Clock and Hand Trick. Snakes Alive. Look at it. Some of these tricks are great. So, yeah, I just picked that up because he had a big load of magic stuff. That was the only thing that was really interested me there out of that. And then picked a few other bits and pieces up. Well, loads of it. It's all over there now. It needs to be sorted. So, I hope everyone's doing okay. Excuse me. That bloody lager doesn't half repeat. It's a dryness in my throat. I've got a load of steroids here, but I just daren't take them because I'm on warfarin at the moment. I did get prescribed some steroids a while ago and I never took them. I'm a bit unsure of taking them with warfarin as a combo. I always get told not to buy tins. I ended up buying a tin. But I just liked it because look at a little picture on that. I just like that. That was only £1 or something. I'll just stick it on for a tenner. Somebody will buy it. yeah, so that's it. Like I say, hope everyone else is doing okay. I saw Zahir's video before and Beck's, and yeah, I think they'll do okay. I think they'll get themselves round. He says he's looking for a job. Just say Zahir, don't get down about it. Just keep plugging away. You've got a good business. You just need a bit more time. That's all. So good luck to Zahir and Bex. Hope they get everything sorted out. Hope he finds a job. Hope Bex gets a passport. If you haven't watched the latest video, I'd watch it. It's a good one. Watch ads as well, where he's done a video of his favourite resellers, and I'm one of them, even though I barely talk about reselling anymore, because I don't know anything about it anyway. It's all guesswork. It's all magic tricks, all an illusion. Might go and practice a few magic tricks now for an hour before I go to bed. Now I've got my book there. See if I can pull a profit out of this pile of crap in front of me. That might be the first one. Right, so see you later. Love you and leave you. You can tell that I felt rough today, because have you not noticed how I faded away? See you later. Bye.